Oliver Stone's JFK awoke me from my slumber. It changed the way I saw the waking world. I'm going to be 51 at the end of this very month. I first saw JFK on VHS video in my bedroom in a house where I was living in, which actually was my girlfriend's house because I'd moved in with her. I was only 19 years old. I watched this 3 hour plus movie and it changed everything for me. It was made in a way of a biopic, but it really wasn't a biopic. I thought it was going to be a John F. Kennedy biopic with Kevin Costner playing Kennedy. That's not what this movie is. Kevin Costner plays District Attorney, New Orleans District Attorney Jim Garrison, and he's in the middle of this investigation to try and find out the circumstances around Kennedy's assassination. At school, I was always told, foregone conclusion, fact, Lee Harvey Oswald shot Kennedy and he did it alone. So when I watch JFK, which is partially fictionalized with some very strong brand new evidence with it, it does open your eyes to what the possibilities were. They killed Kennedy, according to Oliver Stone, because he wanted to change things, because he wanted to withdraw troops from Vietnam by 1965. As soon as he died, according to Stone, they went back on that memorandum and they put even more troops, or Lyndon Baines Johnson, the next president, put more troops in Vietnam. And Nixon kept the war going and going and going. War is money. The fundamental kind of aim of any government is for war. It's worth $100 billion a year. We all know that. We all see the world around us. Basically, Oliver Stone's JFK is like this trilogy. And the theme of this trilogy, Platoon, Born on the 4th of July, and then JFK, the theme is Vietnam. Vietnam is fundamentally in Oliver Stone's mind when he made JFK, because he was a soldier. I think he was a soldier in the Vietnam War, and he didn't agree with the war. And what he's done is, through his career as a director, one of the finest directors America's ever seen, the world's ever seen, is use his gift to inform people, to inform young men like myself. And as I say, watching this film, a beautifully made film, he calls his godfather. He was attacked by so many people because liberals don't want to believe there was a conspiracy. And their explanation is that we have got nothing better to do than to create conspiracy theories. People like me, people like Oliver Stone. The truth is, the world isn't as black and white as a lone, angry gunman. Although liberals would like to think that, Kennedy and Lennon were killed by angry, straight white males, ultimately, that's not how the world works. In this film, Oliver Stone asks a very, very true question. How are you claiming that Kennedy was shot by a magic bullet? Ridiculous, right? All through theoretical physics. But the film exposes so many things. It exposes the so-called American dream, the way the American system is run. If you haven't seen this film, you should see this film. It will change, the way you view the world. Now, I was never a fan of the establishment. Even as a young man, I was always very suspicious about the way the world worked. But seeing this film, I became obsessed with Kennedy. I became obsessed with Lee Harvey Oswald. I even started writing my own story called Kennedy and Oswald. And because I was obsessed, who was Oswald? Was he CIA? Was he agency? Most probably. Maybe they told him, go undercover, expose what they're up to. But really, they were setting him up as a patsy. I don't know. All day yesterday, I was spending watching and listening to Oliver Stone's director's commentary of JFK. And everyone, it was an education because I've lost faith in New Hollywood. I'm going back to the movies I grew up with. I suggest you do the same. There's things that you can find out through rewatching movies that you didn't see prior to your first or second viewings. And I've never really bothered listening to directors' commentary much. I've listened to a few of them, but now I'm going to start going back as a habit, and delving into these commentaries. I did Dick Donner's all four last week, all four Dick Donner's Lethal Weapon DVD commentaries. Fascinating, amazing guy. And this is what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to talk about my experiences here on my channel like I'm doing now. JFK isn't just, a way to educate a young mind and show them the bigger picture. It shows you the power of the art form of telling a story. The power of film to educate. That's what JFK is. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.